Hey everybody, Josh Denny here, and welcome to our Wednesday secret webinar that we do every Wednesday. It is 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on the 29th of March, 2017. And we've got an incredible lineup this evening. Well, I don't know if it's an incredible lineup, but I've got a video to share with you. I just walked into my office here in Paradise Valley. A lot of great things going on with the company, and I'm excited to welcome each and every one of you. So we're going to get started a little bit. Hey, Tracy Zimmer, glad to have you here. Hey, Melissa, glad to have you here as well. We're going to be adding more people. I know we're looking at changing our venue from the Webinar Jam platform, which we're on now, to the Facebook Live medium, which is really cool because you get a lot more interaction, and we're getting a cool software plugin to make that work. So hopefully we'll have that up by next week, but we'll give you enough advance notice, and we'll be plugging into everything will be on the group. So the page will be a promotion where we'll be doing the business overviews like we did last night with Jesse McPherson, which I'm sure we've got you were on, or if you weren't on there, you probably already heard all the great news that happened last night at John Malotte's home, where we had a room packed with people. His living room was packed to the gills with people hearing about Secret. We're going through a lot of growth right now, and Jesse did an incredible job last night of sharing the information. So if you're new to Secret, let me be one of the first people to welcome you, and I'll share my story here in a moment. But let's just take a couple minutes and welcome everybody. Hi, Paula, Diane, Brenda, Katrina, Chantel, Christine, Rosina, Chad. Glad to have you all here. Cindy, Mimi. All sorts of happiness coming on here, guys. Hey, it's not too late to share this, share the video with people. If you're on the app, you can share that with your team members so they can get on. And part of the fun of this whole thing is the interaction, the community interaction with one another on the chat box here. And you'll find out, especially when people are brand new, it's important to introduce them to others. I was talking with the young man last night, and he's like, well, how do I really plug in, especially if my sponsor is really busy, or my sponsor is maybe not as involved as I am, or is not really in the same place. Like, they don't want to really make it work. They're like spare time, and that's okay, but I want to be full-time. Get involved in the community. Know that there's people from all walks of life that are here, that we have value in helping one another. I used to work in a machine shop. I cleaned floors. I did all sorts of odd jobs. I mowed lawns. I did construction, I did drywall, I did painting. I did pretty much anything I could possibly do with my hands because I made mistakes when I was younger. In school, I just was one of those kids that was probably challenged, and I didn't go. I didn't go to school. I didn't finish high school, so I never went to college. I don't have a degree from either place. And at that point, I really thought I messed up. What am I going to do? How am I going to achieve success now that I kind of messed up this whole process of going to school, getting good grades, to go to college so you can get a degree and go out there and get a job and work for an entrepreneur that has an idea and a concept and is employing people. I kind of didn't understand that way of thinking, and I messed up. And for me, maybe it was a blessing in disguise, because ultimately it led me into this incredible profession of networking and being an entrepreneur and participating in this free enterprise system that is all over the world. And primarily in North America, we have so much ability to add value to our own lives and our families by adding value to our mind. And we're going to be going through this. Let's see, no video yet. Dan and Yessie, I don't understand what that means. No video. Aloha from Chad from Hawaii. Glad to have you here. Let's see, Sam. Are you guys okay? Is everyone seeing this all right? Hey, Colton, what's up, buddy? Glad to have you here. All right, good. We're rocking and rolling. Allie, Melissa, guys, I'm going to kind of cover a few things today that perhaps is going to help you. We're going to be releasing a series. We've got a lot of video work being done. I'm really excited about the funnel programs and the stuff that we're launching here. Some of it's going to be in mid-April. I know we had an April 1 launch date that we were looking at. Unfortunately, all the technical pieces aren't put together properly. So we may have to push that out till May 1st is a launch. Don't worry, your system's going to remain as a free service until we launch all the content from the team section. And we're looking to do that in mid-April, but I know for sure we'll be done by the 1st. In any event, there's something to be said about starting your own business. And when I learned this, it changed things for me drastically. And that's why I say it's so important to be on these live and to be able to chat and communicate with one another, showing up at like the ACT events. I know we got an event in Connecticut coming up real soon. We have an event in Las Vegas. To be at the convention, like the secret convention that's coming up here in the summer, be at these events and show up and be around the associations. You know, I was just doing a video series a little while ago talking about how do you change your life? How do you become successful? Because every one of us that got started here with Secret, yes, we love the products. Yes, we see the opportunity. But the reality is each and every one of us wants to add value to our families' lives. We want to add value to our future. We want to bring value to others. And we see a way for us to be able to accomplish our goals, our dreams, the aspirations that we have, or maybe we've had for a long time, and maybe they lay dormant within us, and this woke us up. It did for me. It jarred me enough to go, okay, let me turn the dream machine back on so I can start focusing and achieving success in life. And I'm not just talking about money or materialistic things. I'm talking about fulfillment. I'm talking about going out there and becoming all that you can become. And there's several ways we do that, right? We do that by what we're looking at on a consistent basis, what we're listening to, the books we're reading, how that's affecting our brain, and of course our associations. Our associations are vital. And today we get the awesome privilege of the internet. This virtual environment that we can come together and we can communicate with one another. Again, our big goal is to put this onto on the Facebook Live, and where we can start to interact. I don't know if you've seen that, but you can kind of raise your hand and we can start to have some real interaction with individuals all over the world. We can start to have on some guest speakers, and we can start to do a lot more with the Facebook process than we can with any other platform that I'm aware of. And Facebook's really ahead of the game there. So we're excited about that. All right, so with that said, I've got a video I want to share with you. It's part of many videos. I know we've been sharing them over the last few weeks, but this is a video that we did. It's like a 7-minute video, but it goes into the 3 important aspects that we need to do on a consistent basis for our business. So I'm going to roll that video for you. It's on YouTube now, but I'm not promoting it that way. We're not going to send out the links. We're going to be uploading this into the platform for you to be able to share and use with people for training. So let me go into this right now, and I'll load up the video. We're going to play this, and we're going to come back, and I'm going to give you a few more tips that are going to help accelerate your success in your secret business. So with that said, let's play the video, and I'll see you in a few minutes. Okay, guys. Good stuff? Happy stuff? All right, so I'm now here in my my wine cellar, which I've kind of made shift into like a little mini studio here. You can see the anyway. You're in the studio now. So I've got a little program I want to go with you guys. See if I can get this going right here. See, okay, so this here's a scale, right? And of course you've probably seen these before. It's a scale of balance, right? Not like the digital ones. I've got some digital mailers out there for food and for packages. But you know this is the scale. And as many of you know, I wrote a book called Inevitable, which is right here. Tipping the scales in your favor, and the whole concept is about tipping the scales. So I want to show you something that I thought about and is going to help you as you build your enterprise. You see, most of us want to achieve success, and let's talk about success as this gold coin. Now, this 1 ounce gold coin is worth $1,255 today, right? Of this recording, right? March 29th. 2017, and that's the value of this one piece. And sometimes we get good information. You get good information like this business, but it's just one piece. And if you add it to your scales, right, it's kind of like one piece. There's value there. There's value there. And unfortunately, you know, let's take pennies for example. Let's say pennies are you know, things that we hear, you know, outside in the world. You're like, people tell you no, and no, that business doesn't work. Oh, that's stupid. You know, you shouldn't go do network marketing. You know, no one makes money with network marketing. You know, oh, those just want to. Oh, that's a pyramid thing. That's one of those things. Or your prospects they say they're gonna sign up and then they don't. Or you know, someone finally gets started and then they quit. And you're like, man, where'd you go? And they just told you that they're going to change your life. They're going to change the world. And as time goes on, as you can see, you start adding this. Now, this is just 17 pennies, right? 17 pennies, and the scale tips. 17 pennies with it weighs more than the 1 ounce of gold in the plastic. Just 17 pennies. That's crazy. Now, what am I saying here? I'm saying sometimes 17 units of negative or 17 units of lesser value can outweigh the 1 unit of value, even though the unit of value is more. And that happens a lot to us in our business, especially when we're in the trenches. I was talking with the gentleman today about what it takes to succeed. He's been very successful in his life. He's built multi-million-dollar businesses, and he's just never had success in this business. And now he's been in kind of a numbers type business before, and we were having this conversation about what it takes. And I was telling him, look, that the reality is that you're going to go through a lot. You're going to go through a lot. And even though, you know, again, the bigger challenge is, I think, for most of us, you know, we have all this negative that we grew up with. And if you're like me, I heard this whole stuff like, you know, money's the root of all evil, right? You know, that money doesn't grow on trees and all these things. And you hear all this stuff, right, growing up, depending on how mature you are in age, and it outweighs anything that you can start putting in here. You just start throwing all sorts of stuff in here. You know, all sorts of gold you can start putting into the deal. You can put whatever, all this value. And no matter what you're putting in there, it's not going to outweigh all these years of negative, right? All these years of things that are going on. And that's why it's so important to stay in the association, to be on the chat rooms, to be plugged in, to go to these events. Look, that's what I had to do. Guys, this didn't happen for me overnight. That's funny. People look at me today and they go, oh my goodness, you're so successful. You live in this amazing house. You know, you have this amazing lifestyle. You spend all this time with your kids. You get to travel the world. You're a full-time dad, and you kind of get to do what you want to do. Man, you got so lucky. No, I didn't. I paid the price, my friends, for years. You know, for years, I paid the price. I went through the no's. I heard all the people say, oh, this is crazy. I went through all the negative stuff that all of us have to deal with this. You know, Jim Rohn says the same wind blows on us all, right? All of us, the same wind. And it's not the direction of the wind. right? But the set of the sail that determines where we go. And who can set the sail? You can, I can. We set our mental sails. We catch that wind, and by our attitude, by our behavior, we start to direct where we go. And Ben Bradshaw, 100%, because he's right. He's one of those people who set the scale. It's you got to be willing to pay the price. No pain, no gain. You want to live the lifestyle? Look, you got to go do it. You got to put in the grind. You got to pay the dues. That old saying, someone's got to pay the piper. Look, man, if you're that woman that says, you know what, I'm going to step up. I'm going to step up. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what it takes. Don't just say it. Don't stop at your words. Go prove it. Go do it. Go look at that person in the mirror. Look yourself in the eyes and say, you know what, I'm going all the way. No one's going to stop me. Not my upline, not my sponsor, not the organization. It doesn't matter. No matter what, no matter who, over, under, through, you're going to see me on the top of that mountain waving the flag, or you're going to see me on the side of the road dead, and there's no in between. Again, if you want success that bad, you got to go get it. Now, if you just want a part-time deal, that's cool too. Just do this part-time, make some extra money. It's not hard to do that. Show the products. Some people are going to like them and buy them. Some people aren't. Some people are going to refer you others. Some people are going to host parties for you. Some people are going to refer people. Some people are going to say you're stupid. And some people are going to say you're brilliant and get started with you. Hey, that's all a part of it. And you can be part-time in it. And that's cool. And maybe over a period of time, you'll start to build something significant. But regardless of what it is, whether it's physical fitness, you want to be in shape, you want to be healthy, or you want to be wealthy. Either way, you're going to have to work on tipping these scales in your favor. You're going to have to add more value to the positive side. Reading the books, listening to the tapes, right? You got the Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. You're going to be adding new stuff to the side of the scale until it tips over, and you'll have more value here, more units of value than units of negative. That's the difference, my friends. That's the difference, and it's going to be paid over a period of time. Some of us, my first 5 years, guys, in this space were miserable because I dragged it out. I was always hoping for someone just to show up and build my business for me, someone to show up and just do what I wasn't willing to do. I was just praying that my upline would shower magic pixie dust on me and my brain would grow 10 times bigger, and all of a sudden I know what to do and just do it. Look, there's a price to be paid. There's a learning curve that it's a law. It's a law. It's a universal law. You got to pay the price. No one can pay it for you. As much as I want to keep my children away from falling down or from their mistakes, I can't do it. I can't do it. I'd be an irresponsible parent to every time they fall down to try to catch them. They got to fall. They got to go through it. They got to go through the pain. The more pain you remove from someone, the more you prolong their agony of getting and becoming what they need to in their life. Okay, so I know this is like a philosophical type situation. You're going, Josh, I'm not getting any how-tos. Guys, I can promise you this one thing. The how-tos are simple. How do you do this business? Go get this in front of someone. Go show them the products. Go give them the nutrition. Sit down with them, show it to them. Show them the plan. You don't have to be an expert. You don't have, just be humble, be you. Just go, look, I'm new, I don't know. All I know is I'm going to the top. All I know is I'm working with an incredible community of people. You got to meet these people. You got to see, check it out for yourself. This next Tuesday night, they're going to be doing a Facebook Live. Just plug in, whatever else your team's doing. Your team have conference calls, be on them. You got these webinars, be on them. My friends, there's nothing special about wealthy, successful people more than you. The only difference is time and activity. Time and activity. And the things we can control in this world are our attitude and our behavior. That's it. That's all we got. So decide today you're going to have a positive attitude. Decide today that you're not going to let anything in your way. Decide today that you're going to go and make it. That, no matter what happens, your family's worth it. You're worth it. And it's not what you get, but it's what you become in this process. That is the true measure of success. Because fulfillment comes then. Fulfillment, real fulfillment. And money can't buy that. I know people that have all sorts of money. Everything that floats on the sea, everything that flies through the air, everything you can imagine. and just miserable because they're not fulfilled. You know, they lost track of what they were doing, who they were becoming in process of what they were going after. So don't be one of those people either. You know, go after fulfillment, go after becoming what you become in this journey. And don't become a crown or a crown royale for the title or for the cash. Go for it for what it'll make of you to achieve that. Who you have to become in order to accomplish such a goal. And remember this, you can't get there without helping a whole lot of people. You can't do it. And you know, like Tracy Zimmer, she's a blue diamond, amazing person, right? But she's an example of someone who turns around and helps others and gets fulfillment from that. And it wasn't an easy road for her. You know, we're gonna be seeing her on some of these webinars and some of these videos, as well as other great leaders. Guys, I'm honored to share information with you, but I can't wait for the day that I'm turning on whatever platform that's we're gonna have in 2 or 3 years, and there you are sharing your story. Or probably maybe 5 or 6 years. Like, this has been a long journey for me, guys. You know, I'm looking forward to hearing your story, is the 1-year story, the 2-year story, the 5-year story, but I can tell you 10 years can make a major difference. As long as you stay the course, as long as you stay focused, you will become such an amazing person that can change things in this world. And if you haven't looked around lately, look around, and I know you have. The world needs quality leaders. We as a society, as a human race, right, as a global community, we need people who are going to raise their level of thinking, their consciousness, their desire to help others, willing to become more, break out of the mold of conditioned thought that is being perpetrated on us from others to serve their agenda. You're going to break that pattern. You're gonna be one of those rare men, those rare women that says, you know what, my family is worth it. I am going to read the books. I am going to listen to tapes. I'm going to show up. I'm going to get around the associations. I'm going to build such an amazing dynasty with my life that I'm going to be an example to not just my children, but to everyone who comes around me of all that God can do with a willing life, or, you know, or the universe, whatever you want to believe. That's what I believe. You know, to be an example, to be a person that genuinely brings real value. Not because you want to get something over someone else, but because you're on the mission, on this incredible journey called life that we all get to share with one another, and your mission is to become more. And you know, in order to do that, you got to help other people. So anyway, I am fired up that I get to serve on this amazing epic team of awesomeness called Team Elite here in Secret. We've got an epic and amazing layout of content and information that's going to be rolled out over the next few months. Stay tuned. I'm telling you, you are in the right place at the right time. You're going to be able to say, not too long from now, man, I was there in the beginning. I was there when they were just getting stuff, and that crazy Denny guy was in his wine cellar talking about this stuff. And now look at it. Now look at the technology that we have. Now look at these world-class products that we're bringing to the market at the best possible value. Look at what we're able to do. Look at the success that's being created. Look at how many people are achieving success. And guys, if you haven't qualified or even made a decision to qualify for the agent destination, do it now. Do it now. Be with us, not for the trip. Yes, the trip's cool, but for the associations, for the people you get to be around, for that energy that's going to add to the positive side of the scales. That'll tip it in your favor. So with that, guys, stay tuned. Next week is going to be an absolute blockbuster webinar. Promote for it all week. Tuesday night, we're going to be coming live again on Facebook at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 Eastern, on Facebook Live, and a live business overview with one of our top leaders. I look forward to seeing you on that live thread, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday on our webinar. God bless, and have a wonderful night. Okay, I can edit that. Now, if you have any questions, let's handle it. I got a few minutes, and then I'm going to go hang out with the family and eat some. I got to cook some dinner. I'm going to be Chef Josh tonight. I'm either doing salmon or something, but whatever Cindy wants me to do, I'm going to go do. So if you guys have anything, Angel, I appreciate you. Thank you, Trish. Thank you, Paula. Thank you, Elaine. All right. Looks like we gained some more people. That's kind of cool. Anyway, I'm gonna take you with me out here. We're gonna go outside of the studio here. Forgive the mess. Oh, you know what? I'll turn off the lights later. Actually, you know what? I better do that. All right. Let's see. We look forward to you in Vegas. Dan, I look forward to seeing you too. What am I reading now? I'm still working on Money from Tony Robbins, but I feel pretty privileged. I got a cool book from Jordan Basurdo. He just went to the UPW in Los Angeles with Tony Robbins and got me a new book. So I'm probably gonna pick that up right now, but let's start on this. It's called Unshakable by Tony Robbins. Incredible book. It's a synopsis, I think. I think it's a smaller version, a tighter version of Money. So I'm gonna go through that and then go back to Money to finish the read. But anyway, coming out here, my kitchen. Hopefully I don't lose the signal. All right, let's lights on here. All right, oops. All right, Anna Michio. I hope I said that right. Anna Michelle. Okay. There's Cindy. All right. Oh, we're doing the salmon. Awesome. I'm gonna grill up some happy salmon here. And anyway, I think I got a good signal out here, so I'm gonna step outside for a minute, finish up any questions that you guys got. Let's see. No more questions. Tina says hi. She can't hear you. Bradshaw, knowing what you do today, what advice would you give the Josh Denny who first joined MLM? Ben Bradshaw, I can always count on you for asking a really good question. I know you know the answer to this, but I appreciate you giving me the platform to share that answer. In the very beginning, it's hard to say because I did hear the right advice. I just don't think I listened to it because and I hate to admit this. I don't think any man or any woman wants to admit that my ego was too big. You know, my ego was much bigger than my bank account. I thought I knew more, which is so dumb in hindsight. But you know, when you're in that, I guess I didn't think it was dumb then. But you know, if I would listen, I'd have told myself, look, spare me your brilliance just for the first few years. Be an absolute copycat. Find the person that's getting the results you want and just do exactly what they do. Or if they're not doing it anymore because they already did it and they want to chill out and enjoy their life, do what they did because they know how to get there, obviously. So it's kind of like if you're going on a journey, right? And you know, it's going to be a long path. Like picture a jungle, right? And it's like a dense jungle. You can't see anything like on the other side, but you know somewhere in the jungle, and the jungle is maybe 1,000 square miles, so it's a lot of area. And there's a place in this jungle where there's unbelievable happiness, you know, like a huge crazy party, and there's lots of wealth, and life is unbelievable. Challenge is this jungle is filled with some pretty crazy and deadly animals that can kill you. Right, you know, poison frogs and scorpions and snakes and jaguars and all the craziness. And if you meet the tour guy, right, he's got like a big old beard and he's been back and forth a bunch of times. I don't know if you guys watch like Ice Age. I got a bunch of kids, so I watch the Ice Age videos. There's one where they're, you know, they're coming out with the dinosaur area, and there's that weasel. I forget, he's got like a boomerang. like that guy, right? I don't know if some of you are following, but maybe he knows the way, he knows what's going on, maybe a bit crazy. You may think he's crazy because you don't understand him just yet. Just follow that plan. That's what I had told myself. I said, Josh, look, just do it for a year and master his or her way, whichever one. If they're a master at it and they've already having results, master their way exactly until you're getting the results that they're getting. And then you can kind of add your own spice to it or add your own flavor. But until then, just just do it. Just follow it verbatim. You know, even if you don't understand it, that's what I had told myself. And it would have saved me years. It would have saved me probably 4 or 5 years. I'd have gotten to where I wanted to go much faster. Let's see here. What differences do you find now that you have a family than when you first got started? What challenges do you face? Or what? Wow, that's a good question, Rosina. And you know, we go back a long time. You know, when I was single, obviously life was a lot easier, and I don't want to say easier. It wasn't. It wasn't. You know, I didn't have the same responsibilities, so I could just. I mean, if you don't have kids and you're single, goodness gracious, you can get wealthy pretty fast. Having kids, being married, there's responsibilities that supersede, I think, pursuit of to a degree, not always, because I think sometimes in perspective, you know, like when I was being married and having kids when I first started here in secret, and I was $1 million in debt, I didn't have the luxury of being a father right then or being a husband. It was, I worked like crazy, and my wife and I, you know, we played team together. You know, she took care of all the things in the house because she was just more equipped to do that. Like, you know, she could feed the children in ways I couldn't do it. And, you know, that was just her role. She played that role well. And I went out and just worked like crazy to go produce. But now that I don't have to do that as much, I find myself, you know, really centering more of my attention around my children. And I don't plan things. Well, I don't do as many trips. I don't do as many things as I would. But, you know, then again, I don't have to now because I did that in my early years. And I think that's probably the challenges. A lot of us, again, we prolong the agony by not doing all that we can in a condensed period of time. We kind of string it out. And like when we're with our family, we're thinking about our business. And when we're doing our business, we're thinking about our family, going, man, I wish I was. And you kind of can't do that if you're really going to go build something that you can walk away from, where it's got enough and you do it fast enough. I think you just really got to condense your time frames, push it all in as fast as you can in spurts, and schedule family time and just make that a priority. Like, but do that in proportion to what you want to achieve. And then that way, when you're in business mode, you're mentally there. And then when you're in family mode, you're mentally there. Anyway, I think that's the difference. You know, I really schedule my family time, and I don't do business when I'm doing that. And if I do, it's only when, you know, it's kind of those lulls in it. It's like it used to be a majority of time. Now it's a real tiny time. I hope that helps. Was my defining moment when? You know, this journey's been a long journey. My defining moment, I think, in the very beginning was I didn't, you know, when you don't have food, you don't have money to buy food, and you're hungry, and you know, there's just many times like that where I didn't want to be that man. I didn't want to be the man that I couldn't do it, like, because I didn't have money. I just, that wasn't acceptable to me, you know, and I was willing to pay the price. So that was one defining moment. There's been many, you know, that's a training in and of itself. But awesome, Trish and Rob. Let's see what else we got. And unfortunately, this weekend in Connecticut, you know, the company's asked me to be in California for another event. So they're kind of trying to split us up since Jesse and Mazaf are going to be in Connecticut. They wanted me to go to California to promote into the ACT event. That's what's on the docket right now. So hopefully I'll be there because I don't know about the event in California right now. There's some challenges. Anyway, the company asked me to go do that. I agreed. And so we're trying to work that out. But if I don't see you guys, I love you. I'll see you in Vegas. Otherwise, I'll be there. But it may, anyway, it may not work out for Connecticut. Yes, I'm there trying to balance it and trying not to get frustrated because I can't drive secret faster. But then again, all time belongs to God, and I'm trying to work secret and stay in God's peace. Angel, that's what you do. But here's another part of that. You know, there's just going to be obstacles that are going to seem insurmountable, are going to seem like, oh, God doesn't want me to do this, or I shouldn't do this. It's hard to say. You're going to really have to push through your barriers. And again, I'm not you. I don't know what you're facing, because each of us have a different journey. But what I do know is that whatever you're going after, meaning that whatever you're doing secret for, the reasons you want that, I assume it's probably freedom with your kids and freedom with your family and various of that. But there's going to be sacrifice. It's inevitable, right? It's what it is. And you just got to be willing to pay that price now. But in that process, make sure you're really going all in the time that you're allocating to secret. And I know you probably are. Okay, I'm going to take a couple more, then I got to go. What's going on in Cali? I'll let you know, Paula. Vegas, see you there. Thank you, Dan and Yessie. Appreciate you guys. Thank you, Ben Bradshaw. Love you. Love you too, Rosina. Last question. How do you overcome the fear of being in control of your life? How do you overcome the fear of being? That's a good question. Well, here's what I know. I let go of control. I can't control anything but my attitude and behavior. Everything else, that's just what it is. I'm going to do everything I can to create the future I envision. I'm going to work towards that, but I'm not in control of that. And I'm okay with that. My goal here is to, literally, and this is my philosophy. You guys can believe what you want. I'm not trying to push anything. I want to be an example of all that God can do with a willing life. And I fail 1,000 times. I'm doing the best I can. And at the end of it, I want to know that I did everything within my power, to become the man I believe that God put me here to become. That's what I'm going to do. So anyway, I guess if you stop worrying about the control and just go, look, I'm going to control my attitude because I can, and I'm going to control my behavior because I can. All other things I can't control, but I'm just going to become better in that process. So as things happen, I'm going to learn how to respond to those situations in a better way. So love you all. Anyway, I hope that was helpful. I wish you all the best. And again, I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.